Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button to help the channel grow. I always forget to say subscribe. Just straight to business. Okay, so now that we have this section all working just fine, we can now duplicate this, because if I go to my Udemy original page, there's intended learners here, and we have this section here which we've created, but we have two other sections down here to add. Now, because of the way we set this thing up, it's self-contained, so if we duplicate this, it will work on the duplicate as well. So let me show you that. So we're going to go to intended learners. This is the courses edit tabs. So we have one of these here, but this whole thing is one segment right here. So let me duplicate the whole thing like so. Okay, and hit save. So let's see what that does, just duplicating that. And as you can see, there's intended learners, there's another one here, but I think we went too far here. I should just duplicate the internal part here, just this one. So I'll push this inward because intended learners is the heading for the entire section. So what I need is just to duplicate this and the button here. So I'm just going to do this, duplicate like that. Oops. Okay, great. Now let's change the text. Let me refresh this and see what we've got. Okay, so this is what we've got. I needed to leave some space at the top here. So this one has MY4. That's why things are doing this, but I think we should move this to here. Okay, so copy that and put it here as well, so that we have margin on the top and bottom of 4 with Bootstrap. Let's see how that works. Yeah, good. At least it leaves a space between the two, which is great. Now we change the content of this one. This one will have this. What is the requirement for this course? So let me copy this and let's put this one here, requirement. Okay, so it will call this one, this section, prerequisites. So we just copy that text there, and then I'll just copy what's here. Of course, you can put your own information here. Let's move this a bit and paste like so. All right, so I need to change this. Let me move this in. I need to change this. Instead of students learn, this one will be prerequisites. So JS, let me copy this part. That's what we will call this one. So every reference to students learn should change to prerequisites. And same thing here. Let me paste that. And students learn add. I should have just done a Control D, but there we go. All right, cool. So we are just we're just replacing the students learn with prerequisites here. So let's come back here and refresh our page and see. Okay, so there we go. We have this, but it should show at least one of these items. So when we add item there, we should add at least one of these. So let's go to the JavaScript so we can do that. So I'm going to go to JavaScript, and we have this part here that we'll add for everyone. So we have add item, and where are we using add item here? Let me go back. So I've searched to the handle result function, and down here we have if tab is equal to intended learners, which we are already on, then we can add the minimum of these ones, and then we can redo this. We can do this. repeat ourselves. So you can add some commenting here if you want. Let's say for students learn section, and then here we say for prerequisites. I hope that's how you spell it. Section. Am I missing something? There's an E missing there. Okay, copy, and let's paste that there. Boom. And here we have students learn minimum inputs. Here we can have prerequisites minimum input, and then here add new JS prerequisites like that. Okay, great. So now let's go to where we create this variable. We're just going to duplicate the other one, and where is this? Let me go down to where we are doing this. Yes, so I'll duplicate this one. This one only needs one minimum requirement, so I'll put this here. So it's very important to have a system that you use. This way you only change a few things when you copy the code, because you are repeating yourself. So let me refresh here. Things should work, but it doesn't seem like they are working. So what could be the problem? So a good place to start is to check the console for any errors. Now it doesn't look like we have any errors here, so nothing wrong, things are working. I think the only problem is we didn't, when we go to the add new section, we only have this section here, okay? But it seems we're going to be repeating ourselves. Most of this will be repeated stuff, except here this one is named students learn, which we shouldn't do because we have different okay, so what we would do is, we know the section is students learn here, but there's a JS there, right? So maybe we can remove this, because you see here, this is a repeat of what's up there, right there, like this. So I think instead of, anyway, we can put else statements if the sections will be different, but it seems we're going to be adding the same information, the same content to each one of these sections. They will look the same like this. So I think we don't need this if statement. What we need though is just, we can create an input name, or what can we call this? I don't know, we can call it an index or ID or something. Let's just call it ID is equal to, let's use section. Section contains a JS, so we can replace that JS. So we can say dot replace like this. What are we looking for to replace? JS dash, and then what are we replacing it with? An empty string, and that's it. So that way we have an ID. And then what I can do is remove this if statement, the if here. So add item will be like that. Let's remove this as well. Now you can put an if statement if certain sections will be different, but in our case, they're going to be exactly the same. So we'll do that, and then we just want to replace all instances of student learn with ID instead. Okay, so what I'll do here is now, yeah, I can actually do that. Let me select this. Let me Control D like that, and then what I'll do is I'll put Control Shift $. Okay, I just put the $sign there, and it does that for me. And then I can paste the ID like so. This should do the trick. All right. Okay, cool. Now this add new should be specific to this tab. So what I'm going to do is say this tab is intended learners. So let me just say intended underscore learners underscore add new. So I'm going to copy this and find all instances of add new to fix this issue. So I will paste that and paste that. Let's find it again. Okay, so here there are only 3 instances. Let's go back to here. On the button itself, we have to update as well, like that. Okay, great. Right, so let me now refresh, and as you can see, things have worked out. Here we have 1, here we have 4. So if I want default values that are different, I want maybe 6 items on the prerequisites to be the default, I can refresh and look at that. There are 6 items now, 4 items there. All right, very good. So as you can imagine, we can repeat this process to the final area here, and let's do that. So back to the intended learners tab, I will duplicate this one more time. Okay, and move it further. Then let's get let's copy from Udemy here. Who is this course for? So you need to add this information. So let's put this here. So I don't know what we will name this section. This course, I don't know what we can name this. Quite hard to find namings for these things. Okay, so let me move that. We need to find a unique name that's as short as possible. So you can name them section 1, section 2, that's up to you. So you don't have to, you can just write section 1, section 3, the JS section 1. But I think descriptive is better for debugging purposes. I don't know, I'll call this one, I'll just say, okay, it's for, who is this course for? So maybe we can name it whose course. I don't know if that is such a good idea, but what can we do? Let me select all instances of this here and just write whose dash course, like that. Okay. Do the same here. There's only one that I need here. So I'll do whose course underscore course minimum inputs, and then let's go back to where we are adding this item. So let me look for where I have used this so I can easily find it. Here is this. You can't delete. Okay, so there's all this delete and add thing. But for when we are adding here, intended learners, this one, and let me duplicate this one. Okay, so this one goes to whose course, minimum inputs, same thing here, whose course. Okay, that should do the trick. So back here, let's refresh, and there we go. Who is this course for? And there we go. So we have different, let's see, here we may need different properties for the input. As you can see here, the placeholder is different to this one and it's different to this one. So let's see how we can send that data as well.